Hi. So, sharing about today. Hmm. Yeah, today I remained stable until I went outside for about 2 hours. And in those 2 hours, as soon as I walked out the door, many insecurities about my newly shaven head and knowing that these reactions are me because I am my personality. I'm not separate from my personality. Yet it's not me. It's not who I am as life, as oneness and equality, the principle of life. Those are some big words. That's judgment I'm placing on myself. There's nothing big or small about words. Words are words. They just are. To say that they're big or small is to compare them to other words. But words cannot compare each other. They each have unique meanings. Therefore, there's it would be foolish to compare them. Therefore, it was foolish of me to judge my own words as big, or to judge certain words as big. Moving on. Back to the moment where I was walking to my tutor, to the tutor, I noticed many people looking at me. This first time, all the other times, I wasn't so aware. Uh, It's not that I wasn't aware. I wasn't so concerned about other people looking at me, and so these questions of what if, how, not what if, but questions, doubts based on fears and insecurities. How will people see me? It always comes down to these points of projecting my fears, my beliefs about myself, and implied in my beliefs of myself, insecurities, and projecting all of that out onto other people. And I would used to believe that the other people were talking about me, but it's actually me as my judgment and beliefs judging me, and then abdicating that responsibility instead of finding that within me, projecting it on someone else and focusing on someone else. So the point here would be the solution would be to focus on myself and remain here. That's what I did up until I sat down at the tutor's place. And for that whole time, during that session, it's a group session. Okay, so the person sitting across from me, he had this habit of putting out his legs underneath the desk rather than placing them on the ground still. And since I was sitting across from him, he would frequently hit or scrape my feet and my shoe, and initially I reacted very violently. My thoughts were, I accepted and allowed thoughts were something like, what the fuck is he doing? Scraping his dirty shoe on my shoe. um, and this feeling, this inattention of he's invading my space, he's invading my, therefore he's disregarding me or disrespecting me, challenging me. And in that I saw it and I thought, and I immediately thought, this is a test of my self-application. So I stopped reacting, and the fascinating thing was, after I stopped reacting to his confrontations, and I could clearly tell it was confrontational because I asked him to stop twice, and he continually did it until I looked at him and I spoke in a more decisive tone that he stopped in fear. Not that I directed myself to speak in fear. Not that I deliberately did that, but reaction of annoyance. And within annoyance, of course, is that element of anger, being angry, seemingly being angry at others, but really being angry at myself for placing myself in an inferior position. You know, like his foot over my foot, therefore I'm lower, I'm, bottom of the pile. But that's not real. Oh, and speaking back, another fascinating thing that I observed is, as soon as I stopped reacting, he built up so much emotion in him that he became verbally frustrated with my unresponsiveness, and he even let out an annoyed sigh and looked at me. Of course, I was just studying and never looked at him when he sighed annoyingly and looked at me. Yeah, that was quite fascinating, that energetic exchange, but not really an exchange. It's energetic mind game with oneself. We never actually see who, who other people are. We're all trapped in our own bubble of special beliefs. But of course, we commit like double speak, euphemisms, and say that it's unique beliefs and unique fears and unique opinions. And speaking of opinions and equality, in most in the video, some sometime today, Destiny Productions posted a video of an interview with Bernard, and he said something along the lines of, I forgot. Moving on. Oh, what else in my day? In my day. I'm realizing in real time now the value of every instant of every moment, and it's actually quite self-empowering to do so because it means that in any instant, in every moment, whenever I see a reaction within myself, I can change. I can direct myself to actually change and stop the pattern in one single moment. And it doesn't even have to be a second. A moment is a moment. And in that realization, I also realized within myself how I severely undervalued some moments while overvaluing others. When while I was walking this process, I overvalued moments where I fell or points that I am lacking, points of oneness and equality that I am lacking. And to apply equality in all contexts also include treating every moment as equally important. And ideally, I uh, I want to I'll have to consider every moment important to the point that importance is rather redundant in the context of polarity, where I won't be saying that every moment is important from the starting point of there is something in existence, in the entirety of existence, that isn't important, that is irrelevant. Yeah, that's all I will share for today. Because of the time limit, thank you for watching.